Chairshots. Get it right.
this, right? When you work out.
That's different.
When you work out, do you work out with music or do you work out silently?
Oh, definitely. I got all my favorite entrance themes.
Why do you use that?
I need that rush. I need
that time machine. Rush. Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't you think that that's what that does for an in-ring performer? The noise of the fans, people cheering you on, that gets you amped. You feel that energy.
Now,
it's necessary.
What's tremendous about all of this is that there was no audio for the first half of this entire episode. So, for whatever reason, everyone.
Damn, I hope you caught that earlier and you just dealt with it. That you didn't mention it. I thought we were past that.
Nah, fuck that. Just wanted to let you know.
Alright, so welcome back, Retro Nerds. Victor Villain.
Yo, this is the first time. That is the last time that we ever done this.
It's not like we bought that either, the beginning of this season. But yeah, man, Randy Orton and Edge was dope. I liked it. Can we start from the beginning, I guess?
Nah, man, just the
match of the year candidate.
It was much better
year candidate
than I think we agree, like much better than we thought would. But what's interesting to me now is that, like, where do we go from here? Edge won the first match, which was a last man standing match. Orton wins the rubber match.
Now I don't care. Now I don't care. I don't care that Edge. You can't. It's gonna be harder for me to believe Edge and AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title, or Edge and Daniel Bryan in the exhibition just to see who's better. Like you needed to beat Randy. You needed to beat Randy too. But I mean, let's see.
Before you were like, oh, you know, this thing has gone on too long and blah blah, and now we need another Randy match, huh?
No. Edge needed to beat Randy. Edge needed to win in order for Edge to be believable.
But now you're saying because Edge clearly did not win this match, right?
He did not.
No. Breaking news. You're saying that mandatorily we need more Randy Orton and Edge.
Oh no! Now I think they're gonna. You can't like. There's no closure now. Now Edge is gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna beat somebody else, and then somewhere down the line, I'm gonna come back to Randy Orton, and I'm gonna have another one to prove that I.
You won't buy that? JP not buying that. What's up?
I think if Orton won this match, if they put on this type of classic, I'm going to tell you 3 different things, and you're going to swallow them all at the same time. You ready? Vince allowed them to do whatever they wanted to do to back up this being the greatest match ever, right? That was the conversation. And we are just moments out of coming out of this pay-per-view, and we're here talking about that was the best match that Randy Orton has had against Edge in the entire career of being performing together, and potential match of the year candidate. You saw the talent around the ring, how they were into the match. People don't want to see that again, but it has to be something like that. And the reason why this match worked is the storytelling they did in the ring. Not so much the promo that went into it. It was the storytelling being told in the ring.
So that's the next match then.
What?
Orton and Edge again.
I think so. That's worthy of a rematch. Do you not agree?
What kind of match are we having here? Like what? Edge's neck on a pole match? Like what's the stipulation? we had the
Christian. Put Christian on a pole. He'll be a Hall of Famer for sure after that.
Christian on the pole. What?
Christian in the shark cage.
Christian in the shark cage. He looks like Jericho. We did that already.
I know.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know what the angle would be. You know what I mean? We're not fighting here for a title or anything like that. It's a pure personal feud. I think the fact that they just put on a banger, that'll suffice enough to be like, yeah. Or they could just leave it on a one-off in a sense, like, because they wanted to prove that this is the greatest match ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mad that he didn't cut him off with the stunner.
Ah,
you did say
so fast.
That's the last one that was left.
That's with the Eddie Guerrero. That was dope.
Yeah. It was pretty dope.
I wasn't expecting that.
Nice storytelling.
It was so dope, man. They did the finishes of all the people that who they respect in the business and shit. Like, it was dope. It was dope. I was not expecting that. If anything, I'm like in the middle of it all. I'm like, wait, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre about to fight at like 9:00. What's going on right here?
Yo, I knew it was over after that.
So
look at how much that's it.
Look at how much they care for that. Damn. Sorry, Mr. Bobby Lashley did not cash in. And Lana got involved. Terrible.
Wow.
So before
I was so mad.
I loved how it started. I
was so mad at Lana, yo.
I loved how it started.
I loved how it started too, JP. I thought that shit was a great way for a heel to get a leg up. MVP shows his value. You see, and this is what MVP can do, and the announce team certainly sold it as such, right? And then you see how he is devalued by Lana's presence, right? Because he fell on her and then the distraction and whatever.
It was a decent match until that.
What?
It was a decent match until that.
Yeah, what a shame. What a shame. Because before Lana even came out, real quick, before Lana even came out, this, like, Lashley was a legitimate threat to take that title. And I mean, he served his purpose, and ultimately, I didn't think it was going to happen. I really wanted it to happen. But it was a threat, and that's what you want to see. Every time that the champion defends his title, that there's a threat. And that's interesting storytelling. So the match did what it had to do, right? It showed McIntyre as, like, the ultimate babyface underdog, even though he's not really the underdog, but because of the threat, because of what happened earlier in the match. Really, really, I thought it was great storytelling in the ring. Say what you want. Before Lana.
Yeah.
It saves Lashley, though. I mean, once he gets rid of MVP and he gets rid of Lana, I think he probably had more stock, you know. Maybe he'll believe people was fair and square. It was a distraction.
I want him to get rid of MVP. MVP he's the most legitimate he's ever been.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's no legit. You said the word legit, and you're expecting it from WWE, so that's where you fucked up there.
But we're getting it, right? Like, he is legit in this situation.
Yeah, but you want more now. Down, boy.
No, we're not saying we want more. We're just saying that was good. What happened? That was the end of the thing. They just fucked it up.
We can have some nice things here.
You know how you have a beautiful piece of steak, and then somebody like tells you, "Yo, pass the ketchup." What? You don't put ketchup on steak.
Brussels sprouts?
No, Brussels sprouts are phenomenal.
Yo, you do not go to a steakhouse and be like, you know what would be delicious? Brussels sprouts.
Yes,
Never!
sir.
That's
yes,
not
sir.
a thing that happens
yes,
in real
sir.
life.
That was the only side dish that was finished.
That's not even true. There's copious amounts of
the lobster mac and cheese was still left over. There were no Brussels sprouts to be found.
Yo, because you ate them all. And that is disgusting.
You couldn't write that. You know, you couldn't write that. Speaking of shit you couldn't write. Speaking of shit you couldn't write. You couldn't possibly write. Was the shit I saw with the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders tonight. Like, I'm done. Yo, for real, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Like, who writes this shit? Who's writing?
Go first. I just have a little thing to say. This whole time, right? We tolerated this nonsense game that they played because at the end of the day, we hoped that we'd get back to wrestling at some point. Remember wrestling? It is a world of wrestling.
Dude,
what was that? That's all I got, yo. Because this shit was just frustrating, man. I was so mad, and then I kept hoping, like, at some point they turn into something like, all right, let's get back to the ring because this isn't working out. Nah, we ended in a fucking no-finish gator in a dumpster match. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm done with this, yo. I'm done with the Profits and Viking Raiders. I welcome any other tag team. Yo, this match made me bury them shits in my head. These guys, I'm sorry, I'm done. Tozawa is the leader of a ninja motorcycle gang. I'm more interested in that shit. Give me more Tozawa.
That was crazy.
Yo.
That was crazy. And they booked it. They booked it after that. They was not playing. They was not.
That was definitely the best part of that segment as a whole. They even picked a new Nigerian prospect. That's on NXT. He was the big dude with the sword. Yo, that was hilarious. But
Ivar beat them all up.
Yo, but it's a shame because like these are two tag teams that were doing well. NXT they did well. On Raw they've been doing well. Even though Ivar and this dude, like the Viking Raiders, they've been giving a lot of squash matches, so I can't take it serious, right? They haven't had a match like they've had in NXT. And matches they've had in War Games, like we haven't seen that on the main card. But how can you expect to see that when you have them in stupid scenarios like this? How are we supposed to take them seriously now?
Didn't they just lose the Revival?
Like I don't get it. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I mean, like, I hope they're having fun at least, and some aspects of it is funny, but I don't know.
Sheamus and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, exactly. Here.
A couple things. First and foremost, I had to laugh when Corey Graves goes, "Don't worry, Jeff is not a quitter." Moments after them talking about his addiction and his recovery. Yeah, that was poor timing. Because he was getting like in a headlock or something in the ring, and then he said it, and then the other pieces, we talked like we were excited. Potentially is a different angle, it's a different storytelling, right? Maybe we see a change in his character, but he does the same things in the ring. The same story was being told in the ring. That was a problem for me. The shame is didn't add too much to it. I mean, it was decent. They took it outside. I mean, didn't stand out for me. But it was better than the women's match.
The tag?
Yeah. That was very short-lived. Very short-lived.
Open up the night, right? That was the first one? That was the first match of the night? Yeah, I didn't see them losing the belts anyway. So
yeah, but we have that type of match with so many players in it. You have to give them more time, right?
I hear that.
And it was quick.
Yeah,
Asuka, Nia Jax.
You know,
that was all right.
That was all right. I thought the match was going all right, and then double count out, and I was like, all right, cool, next.
Yeah.
One thing about Nia is that you can believe that she has to put on like at least a long, not a long match, but like a good physical match, because you know she got to take some damage, right? She's gonna go down, right? So you know you're gonna see some physicality in the matches. That's for sure. They're not short of moves and shit.
It was a physical match. I think the lack of investment in the match, right? Like the feud, the way it was built up, I wasn't a big fan of. Yeah, Nia's just trying to be a bully. I mean, it's the only story she has. And when she tries to go off the cuff a little bit, you know, some questionary comments come out of her mouth. So she can't have that much liberty, I guess. I don't know, man. It's tough. She hits on Total Divas though, but I don't know. She's not hitting on the mat.
Total Divas. Yo, all right. How about, speaking of divas, how about the Miz and Morrison and Braun Strowman?
Terrible song. Why are we wasting my time with this song?
So bad.
You know, like when they try to do like a satire and you try to make something funny. You know, like Lonely Island. You know, like the shit actually rhymes. Like it's funny, but it's also clever. Like you catch yourself singing those songs. This was not that. This was terrible. Like I don't know why. Who okayed this? Why are the Miz and Morrison doing that? Did they get stuck in a cave together? Are they on an acid trip? Is LSD part of the new breakfast schedule? Like, what is going on? Why do we have to see this? Why was Braun injected into this?
The only entertaining thing I liked about it was that Otis came out and threatened them.
That was cool.
He was like, all right, just know if any of y'all win, y'all not going to be champion for pretty long.
Yeah, but they didn't win.
When is Otis going to fucking cash in?
He's not cashing anytime soon.
Yeah, I think strategically, as if wrestling were real, right? Otis, as me being Otis, I would not cash in on Braun Strowman. He's a big motherfucker. I do not run
a heel, right?
Huh?
A heel?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who comes after Braun.
Well, like, I think you have to consider elements beyond what's happening in the storylines and in the ring. I think you have an opportunity to save that cash in for the first show that has an actual audience in it. Right? Because we don't know if by December there might be shows going on. And you have this little cash in to throw in, even if, hopefully a pay-per-view, but even if it's like a Raw or SmackDown.
Steal the show.
People steal the show, give people like, oh my God, this is what I missed. You know what I mean? The people that are there, oh my God, I caught that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something, and we really, like, Money in the Bank winners, they take a long time to cash in. He just won it. You know what I mean? Give us some time. And I think that option, that'd probably be the best. Something to get us swinging in the right direction, you know? But we'll see. We'll see. All I know is Mandy on his shoulder, he's looking legitimate. She even speaking for him, and that was dope.
No stress in his lanes, man. He living positive.
He just needs to go back to the full garment, like the singlet. He needs to go back to that, man. It's a lot going on, man.
The Undertaker has a show going on right now.
Yes. I mean, it's on The Last Ride with Michelle McCool looking breathless.
I'll catch it out.
But like, I just don't understand this pay-per-view as like from a storyline perspective. Nobody really I didn't feel like anything progressed. Like there was no progression in stories. Right? Nia Jax and Asuka get a double count out. Right? Braun and Strowman and Miz and John, like that wasn't going to be anything anyway. And then where do they go from here?
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley. Like now Bobby Lashley, we kind of know it's going to be a Lana thing, but like that, where does that put Drew McIntyre in the scope of things? Sasha Bailey, they win the titles against the only two potential threats. Okay, now what? You got the Street Profits, and the Viking Raiders that never really finished, but never really started. So who cares? Randy Orton won, so now like that's the only one that really like we got to see what happens because it's not done yet, right? Like this isn't done, but everything else, I don't know. I didn't. Where do we go from here?
So there were no closures, right? Yeah. There was no closure to feuds. We came into this. We came into this with unanswered questions, and I think a lot of our questions are still unanswered because we don't even know where we go from here on many of the feuds, and that's not a good feeling. That's like a lot of anxiety when it comes to telling a story in a whole show. You want some good feel moments too. I guess the comedy, those segments between the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits is supposed to be that, but it didn't hit for me. We've seen enough of that the last few weeks. The Tozawa shit was funny though. I did like we have to say it had its moments. I just thought it would end with them being in the ring, and you know what I mean? At least give us the payoff.
I was part of me even hoped they ended up in another ring with like no ref, but they wrestle a straight up match.
Like, that's what I thought. Like, here comes another impromptu location fight.
Yeah. Well, there was an alligator in this one. I think they jumped into Luke Harper's garbage. But yeah, overall, like Backlash didn't feel like there was any closure whatsoever. Overall, like this pay-per-view, while the matches individually I don't think were bad, it just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
this pay-per-view could have not existed and nothing changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the Backlash?
Nothing changes except two things. One, Lala ruined that Bobby Lashley Drew McIntyre match, and Randy Orton and Edge can still go. Like, I might want to see some more. That's what you came out of this pay-per-view with. Beyond that, everything else thrown in the trash.
Damn. If y'all watched the pre-show, we were going in on this Randy Orton Edge thing.
We were. Terribly.
We
have to eat crow. Have to eat crow.
Now we're eating it.
Crow. That's fine. Listen, I'll eat crow all day. But prove me wrong, though.
But y'all got to give me the crow to eat.
That's what I'm saying. The thing is that, listen, millions and millions of people listen to us. They watch this, they listen to us, and they hear our feedback. The performers themselves, the wrestlers themselves. So they just had to go out there and they had to prove us wrong, make sure that we ate crow. Randy Orton, Edge, we hear you, brothers. We hear you.
We love the hustle.
I'm eating crow. Give me some more. Give me some more. Keep proving me wrong, bro. Because at the end of the day, I still win because I'm entertained.
Well, I hear that. I think we can leave him with that, man. We will get hopefully some more crow by Thursday. You think?
Oh, absolutely. Now, what they need to do, the way they finish this pay-per-view, they need to start Raw that way too. How they're gonna do that, I don't know, but they have to. They have to. Got a little shout out, Elite Shot.
Elite Hot Shot. Edge Orton was indeed the greatest wrestling match ever. Yo, greatest wrestling match ever. All right, here's what I say. And Vic and JP, let's see if you guys agree. Okay? I will not decide if this was the greatest match ever right now. However, Thursday, I think we should talk about the greatest matches ever and see if this ranks on that. Because I think the quick reaction is like, yo, this match is up there. Like, certainly. Like, definitely up there. Greatest match ever, though, that's unfair. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to jump to that conclusion. So, I think that on this Thursday, right? This Thursday at 10:30 p.m. on Periscope, on YouTube, or in your mom's bedroom, we're going to be there live. Facebook Live, baby. And we're going to talk about the greatest wrestling matches ever because I think it's important not to get caught up in the moment. This match indeed was very, very good. Randy Orton told Edge he was going to kill the motherfucker. I love it.
Yo, that was rough. That was rough.
And there was a lot of body language that I loved from Randy Orton in this match. And that was some of it. He would do that on occasion and like go up to Edge's ear and say shit, whenever he got the opportunity. So what do you guys think? Thursday, 10:30 p.m., YouTube, Periscope, Facebook Live, Mom's Bedroom, everybody's there, naked, or whatever.
And afraid.
And we talk the greatest matches of all time.
Oh, Pretty Chubby's going to be there now.
I'm with it. I think that's a great topic, and it gives us honestly an opportunity to revisit this match again. I do think we have to take into account a lot of the matches have been lackluster and leading up to that, so it could have an effect on how we felt about the match. But it was a unique match nonetheless, so it does stand out. So I think that's great. It's gonna rival a lot of matches.
Yeah, and I see your point, and I raise you the audio. We haven't heard a crowd at a match in a long time, and you know what? It felt different. It felt different.
Does that play a big role, right?
Yeah, that crowd audio played a big role, and you know what? That goes into it too. Unfortunately, this match will not stack up because there wasn't a match, and there's an audio engineer fucking queuing shit in.
Yeah,
but
it's.
So you're saying that this has to be up there with an asterisk?
I'm not ready to do that yet. I think
Thursday.
Yes,
Thursday.
We're gonna break a lot of hearts, yo. We're gonna hurt a lot of feelings, cause we're gonna look at some of the greatest matches of all time, baby. And if you're gonna talk the greatest match ever,
yeah, can we talk all that? Oof, I can't wait.
Yo, everybody needs a bad guy.
And we're going to have a few of them for Thursday. So you already should know. Tune in Thursday. I think that pretty much sums it up here. Victor Villain, closing it out. I guess y'all fellas can tell them what they can do for us on iTunes. Cause
make sure to rate and review and subscribe. We're available on all platforms, folks. Heels, Pops, and Chairshots, HPC2 Sweet on IG, Twitter. Your mom's soles of her sneakers and her back bracelet. You need to know that we are here to entertain. You have been blessed. You have been touched. You have been felt by somebody that loves you. And have yourself a wonderful evening.
hey, 10 count, 10 so.
I'm scared.